now near Bani Walid. So today had been the surrender deadline. That's been extended. Are the Libyan fighters, do you think, optimistic they can avoid the bloodletting, the showdown, and go for a surrender instead?
They are optimistic, and all the signs that are coming out of Bani Walid are giving them optimism. They've been speaking to their relatives who are in Bani Walid, the fighters with me here, Wafala tribe. Of course, Bani Walid is predominantly Wafala, and a lot of them come from there, and they are saying, we're hearing that there are no Gaddafi troops on the streets, and we're also hearing that the pro-Gaddafi loyalists who may have weapons, who may have been manning checkpoints, they're not soldiers, they're local people, are all saying the same thing. We don't want there to be bloodshed, we want this to be a peaceful negotiation as to how now the Libyan fighters move in there. But they're also talking to people like we have that are coming out from Bani Walid, and they're all saying we haven't been seeing Gaddafi troops on the streets for some days now. But they're also very nervous because they're all saying, where have all those weapons gone that were in the hands of the people in Bani Walid? They know there were many. Where are all those fighters? They were telling us a couple of days ago they'd heard there were hundreds of mercenaries, and they're not really trusting that they've all disappeared. They're questioning maybe that they might be hiding in the valleys from where we are now, just north of Bani Walid, in the sort of last Libyan checkpoint, Libyan fighter checkpoint before you go down into the city. And maybe the valleys as they go into the city, or if they've laid a trap in some description. So at the moment, the latest that we're hearing on confirmed reports that they've now been given inside the city till 8G tomorrow, Sunday, to lay down their arms and say, right, this is over, we surrender. It's not confirmed, but we are hearing on the ground here that they are unlikely to push today, Saturday, and they are going to give it till tomorrow in the hope that there will be no bloodshed when they move into the city centre.
So how related is the finding of Muammar Gaddafi to a possible surrender? Are they linked at all?
It's interesting, when we talked to these fighters a couple of days ago about Bani Walid, they weren't really talking about liberating the areas that were still under Gaddafi troops. They were talking about finding the colonel himself. And I think that is still on the minds of all the people in this country, even though they now think the revolution has been won, they've taken virtually all of the country. Until he is found, the end game is not there. They're not at the end of this revolution. They haven't finished the job. And it will be incredibly frustrating for them if they do manage to take all these different areas, they do liberate all the people in those areas that still have the vestiges of Gaddafi troops, or loyalists who still refuse to accept the National Transitional Council as the new administration. It will be frustrating if they don't, at the end of that time, find Muammar Gaddafi. Now, we are hearing reports from people coming out of the city that two of his sons are in Bani Walid. So there have been sightings of Saif al-Islam, and there's rumour that Mustafa is also there. We haven't heard rumour that Colonel Gaddafi is there. The question really amongst everybody here is, well, is he in Sabah or has he left the country? And if he has left the country, that frustration is really not going to go away.
Sue Turton, near Bani Walid. Thank you, Sue.